section, I will talk about setting up the environment in order to start playing around with the tutorial. The first thing that we need to do is that we need to download Anaconda. This can be done by going to the following link, and then I want to register myself. And you can see here that it can be downloaded with Windows or Mac or Linux. Once downloaded, you will be required to install it. Once installed, you'll be presented like with different sets of softwares or IDEs that you can use in order to do the code, to write the code. Myself, I prefer using Spyder, so I will set up everything with Spyder. However, you can use any of the following keys. To go with, I will get an Anaconda prompt. It's like the CMD, but where you can write on the commands in order to create environments and so on. The first thing to be done before doing anything, and it's good practice everywhere, is to create an environment. That means when you create an environment, everything will be separated and everything will be wrapped within that environment. The main idea behind doing that is to avoid having issues with the distributions or with the versions of the Python libraries if you're having multiple projects and so on. So to start with, I'll start with creating the environment, the Python environment. To do that, we go ahead and go with Conda, create -n, and we give the name of the environment. In here, let's name it tutorial underscore environment. By going with this command, it will go with the current Python environment that we have. I think it's 3.12 with this current Anaconda distribution. You can see that the next step is going to be to activate the environment. And then once the environment is activated, because we are doing this as a tutorial, we are not going to install all the libraries directly. We will go through the description of the libraries and installing them. So I will start installing the libraries. But before that, because I prefer using pip install, I will go and install pip using this command. Once pip is installed, the next part, I'll start with the most important library we are going to work with, which is LangChain and LangGraph. So I will just paste the following code here and install it with all the other dependencies. Now with LangGraph, I'm not sure if it's already installed in LangChain, but let's give it a go and see if it is already installed. Yeah, it looks like it is already there. One final thing that needs to be done, since I'm using the Spyder IDE, is to install the Spyder, what we call the Spyder kernels, so that we can run the environment or the Anaconda environment, the Conda environment within Spyder, and it's going to be just this command. Once installed, it's good to check the path, because we will use it with Spyder to the Anaconda environment, which is this one. Let's copy it. The next step is to open the Spyder environment. For me, I prefer to have this format or this view. To do that with the Spyder, you can go with the Windows layout and select the preferred layout. But what is more important now is that we want to put the Anaconda environment or the created environment to be used by our interpreter. So we go to preferences, and then we go to the Python interpreter and then select this. Because we copied that, what we can do is basically use the following, and then we set it up. Once this is done, we might need to restart the following kernel. You can see that it requires these data kernels instead of the ones that I've installed. So I will install them by just opening the commands and restart, close the kernel, and then start another one. So now we have the following IPython kernel that uses our environment. So if I do, for example, for it is the libraries are currently there.